Hi, hello everyone. I'm Chloe Veltman. I'm a journalist and a broadcaster and the recently appointed dramaturg of Berkeley Symphony, which is a great delight and honour for me. So I'd like to start this brief presentation with a little musical excerpt for you. What happened there? So we started off with Beethoven and we ended with a violin concerto by Beethoven, and then we ended up with a violin concerto by John Adams, who's a very famous composer. He's based in Berkeley, a local fellow.
Go to the mic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you can't hear me. I think there's a lot of people who, if they'd heard those two pieces at the symphony, they might have thought, oh, that second half, I don't know, it's not really for me, I don't really understand it. And there's this idea that maybe there shouldn't be modern composition today. Maybe it would all be better if we just stayed with Mozart and Beethoven. It's very, very nice, lovely, Or if modern composers are going to compose anything, really they should compose like Mozart and Beethoven. And really, hasn't new music, it kind of doesn't signal any kind of progress anymore. In fact, it's a regression. But I'd like to put forward the idea that progress is a kind of a very subjective concept. There were many people who sort of thought that at one point that privatized healthcare was a progressive thing to do, and now there's a lot of people, especially here in the Bay Area, who think, well, no, public healthcare is actually progress. So it's very subjective. So I'd like to put forward the idea that, in fact, we should think about new composition in terms of variation rather than progress. And this was an idea that John Adams, whose violin concerto we just heard, puts forward beautifully in this wonderful book that he wrote here. I just very briefly like to quote from it for you. In a musical world beset with uncertainties, perhaps we can help to orient ourselves by taking a few hints from evolutionary science. Rather than viewing progress as the paradigm for novelty in the arts, we might be better advised to welcome the idea of variation. This way, we might escape the tunnel vision that hobbles so much critical reception of new work. If we hold fast to our prejudices, adhering to strict stylistic orthodoxies, and if we are incapable of embracing variation as the normative standard in the arts, we run the risk of holding to an impossible Platonic ideal of artistic perfection, an ideal that will only result in endless disappointments as one creative artist after another fails to meet the standards set by masters of the past. So, I want to very quickly tell you about this mind-expanding course that I'll be facilitating over the next few weeks. Really fits very much in line with what Susan said about going into areas where there's cognitive uncertainty, and I'm asking you all to make that journey with me. So I've got four brilliant composers and a professor of cognitive science, psychology and music here at Berkeley, and every week we're going to be tackling a different area of work and different ideas to do with 21st century composition. So very quickly, I know I'm running out of time. I want to tell you that on September 22nd, next week, John Adams himself will be in. He's a Pulitzer Prize-winning composer, really amazing speaker, beautiful author. Then on October 13th, Gabriela Frank, who is a Latin Grammy Award-winning beautiful composer who is, again, based here in the Bay Area. She's part of Yo-Yo Ma's Silk Road project, and she'll be in. And then on October 20th, we're going to have a lecture or a talk about music and the brain. And this is going to be led by David Wessel, who's a professor of music and technology here at UC Berkeley. Very interesting fellow, worked a lot in Paris. November the 3rd, we have Edmund Campion, who's a composition professor here at UC Berkeley as well. Again, spent a lot of time in Paris, works extensively with computers. And then on December the 1st, we have Enrico Chapella, who is a guitarist and a Mexican composer who does really interesting things. He's been inspired by such things as the Mexican lottery for a piece and soccer. He's created compositions using some inspiration from the world of soccer and also astrological constellations. So you should all come along for the ride. And I should mention that Berkeley Symphony is offering half-price subscriptions to the concerts for people who join up for the course, and also Cal Performances. You can get, I think, a half-price ticket to the concert relating to Edmund Campion's work. So I hope to see you all in class, and thanks very much for listening.
Chloe, thank you.